As I watched Stefon Diggs cross the goal line with his walk-off touchdown to complete the Minnesota Miracle, I first said, "Unbelievable," and then, "This play will rank as one of the all-time classic playoff finishes." Quote, after the play, I quickly flashed back to another fantastic playoff finish I experienced firsthand. The Music City Miracle in my first year as Titans president. When we beat the Bills in the 1999 AFC Wild Card game on an incredible kickoff return. In both cases, the game and season looked like a lost cause before a spectacular, unexpected play won the game. I've been part of many dramatic finishes in my NFL career, including painful ones such as Super Bowl 34, in which Kevin Dyson was tackled at the half-yard line as time expired when the Titans lost to the Rams. When I was Vikings GM, we won a playoff game in New York over the Giants that included an onside kick recovery and a last-second field goal. It wasn't in the playoffs, but another memorable finish occurred early in my Vikings career at Old Met Stadium in 1980. When a Tommy Kramer to Ahmad Rashad Hail Mary beat the Browns and clinched a division title. Each NFL team's most iconic play. And unfortunately I have to mention the 1975 NFC Divisional Playoff win for Dallas over Minnesota. On Roger Staubach's last-minute Hail Mary to Drew Pearson, with an assist from Pearson's uncalled offensive pass interference on the play. That game took place 3 days before I started working for the Vikings as a PR intern. But I'll always remember that the Vikings office was like a morgue when I walked in that day. Of course, in NFL annals, the Immaculate Reception for the Steelers ranks high on anyone's list of amazing finishes. Can't omit Joe Montana to Dwight Clark for the 49ers to beat the Cowboys in the 1981 NFC title game. Or the heroics of Eli Manning and his receivers David Tyree and Plaxico Burress as the Giants knocked off the unbeaten Patriots in Super Bowl 42. How about the Ben Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes game winner that beat Arizona with 35 seconds left in Super Bowl 43? The Patriots are all over the list of late-game postseason heroics, including their first Super Bowl win after the 2001 season, when a Tom Brady-led drive resulted in the game-winning 48-yard field goal by Adam Vinatieri on the final play to upset the Rams. There was Malcolm Butler's Super Bowl-saving interception in the final seconds 3 years ago to beat the Seahawks. Then last year's Super Bowl record-setting 25-point comeback to stun the Falcons in overtime on James White's TD run. Back in the NFL archives is Bart Starr's quarterback sneak with 16 seconds left to win the 1967 NFL title for Green Bay over Dallas in the Ice Bowl, and the Johnny Unitas-led Colts' 1958 title-winning overtime over the Giants that many refer to as the NFL's greatest game. To put the Vikings' win over the Saints into proper context, consider this. Prior to last Sunday night, there had never been a winning touchdown scored as regulation time expired in a playoff game. The Case Keenum to Diggs game winner has to rank in the top 5 on anyone's list of great playoff finishes. In Minnesota, it's no one, regardless of whether the Vikings use it as a springboard to a conference title game victory in Philadelphia and a berth in the Super Bowl to be held in their home stadium, which would be a first in NFL history. As a former Vikings GM, longtime team employee and lifelong fan, as a native Minnesotan, I'll always be emotionally invested in the team. I understand all too well the past playoff successes, like getting to the Super Bowl in my rookie season as an assistant PR director in 1976, and the failures, like the 1998 NFC title game loss in OT along with 4 Super Bowl losses. The shocking victory over the Saints helped exorcise some Vikings playoff demons. but a Super Bowl victory would be the ultimate catharsis for Vikings backers. More. Assessing Vikings' chances to win Super Bowl 52. As I compare my greatest finishes in NFL exec. The Music City Miracle with the Minnesota Miracle, I see a lot of similarities. At halftime, both the Vikings and Titans were pitching shutouts, and both the Saints and Bills came roaring back in the second half. In the Vikings-Saints game, there were 4 lead changes in the final 3:01 of the fourth quarter. Titans vs. Bills had 4 lead changes in the second half, and 3 in the last 1:48 of the game. Kickers were clutch in both games. The Vikings' Kai Forbath booted a 53-yarder with 1:30 left to put his team back in front 23-21. It was reassuring to Vikings fans haunted by critical playoff misses by Gary Anderson against the Falcons in 1998 and Blair Walsh in the 1-point loss to the Seahawks in 2015. After Drew Brees' clutch 4th and 10 pass to Willie Snead, Will Lutz drilled a 43-yard field goal with 29 seconds remaining to seemingly win the game. In Tennessee vs. Buffalo, Al Del Greco made a 36-yarder to put the Titans in front 15-13 with 1:48 to play before the Bills' last drive that set up Steve Christie's 41-yard field goal with 16 seconds to play. After Christie's kick, I thought our season was over. But Titans coach Jeff Fisher and special teams coach Alan Lowry called for home run throwback. The kickoff went to Lorenzo Neal, who handed off to Frank Wycheck. He then threw a cross-field lateral that had to withstand an excruciating replay review to be sure it wasn't a forward lateral. And Kevin Dyson ran it in for the winning score, and pandemonium in the stadium similar to the scene Sunday night in Minneapolis. Vikings execs had to be similarly downtrodden after the Lutz field goal and likely thought their 13-3 season, same record as the 1999 Titans, was history. While Saints coach Sean Payton was taunting the Vikings crowd with a mock SKOL clap. Vikings coach Mike Zimmer and the team didn't give up. And offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur called Buffalo right 7 heaven. Keenum, the journeyman quarterback in a career year, and Diggs then made history thanks to perfect execution and an inexplicable tackle whiff by Saints safety Marcus Williams. NFC Championship picks, predictions, odds for Vikings vs. Eagles. The Music City Miracle created a feeling in our locker room that we were a team of destiny. And it carried us to road wins at Indianapolis and Jacksonville before our narrow Super Bowl loss. We'll see if the Vikings get a similar carryover effect starting Sunday in Philadelphia. If the Vikings get the same 2-win boost from their miracle win as our Titans did, that would translate to the long-awaited first Super Bowl victory in team history. Jeff Diamond is a former president of the Titans and former vice president, general manager of the Vikings. He was selected NFL Executive of the Year in 1998. Diamond is currently a business and sports consultant who also does broadcast and online media work. He is the former chairman and CEO of the Ingram Group. Follow Jeff on Twitter @JeffDiamondFull.